So I was walking here this morning, and the full moon was just setting behind the meditation hall. So beautiful, and having a clear sky after many days of rain. And so we chose this full moon day as the day that Diane will become an Anagarika. And you know, the whole idea of taking precepts is to tame our mind. So it's something that we do voluntarily. Nobody forces us to do it. Nobody pressures us to do it. It's not a tax that we have to pay. It's something that we voluntarily choose to do. Now, why in the world would anybody voluntarily choose, you know, to be celibate, to not listen to music and dance and sing and watch entertainment, to not take intoxicants, to not sit in the most luxurious places that they possibly can? Why in the world would somebody choose to do that? It's going completely against what every society on this planet advocates, isn't it? As what brings happiness and joy to your life, you know? So voluntarily, you know, okay, if you're in prison, then you have those same restrictions. Well, it's not exactly they get to listen to music and dance and watch entertainment, but, you know, why would we do this? Well, we want to tame our mind, you know? And we want to, because we see that having attachment to things is the cause of suffering. We see that having anger towards not getting what we want is the cause of suffering. That we see that being ignorant about cause and effect and being confused about what the causes of happiness are and what the causes of suffering are brings misery. Okay? So voluntarily signing up for this, okay, means that you have an understanding of the purpose. It's like somebody who enlists in the military, you know. They understand the purpose. They agree with the vision, okay? So we're signing up for, you know, as monastics, and because we agree with the vision, we see the purpose, we see that it's going to have a positive effect on our own mind and provide the opportunity for us to train our own mind and bring about the causes of happiness, not only for ourselves, but for all other people. Because if we can reduce our own attachment, then we reduce the number of fights that we have with other people and quarrels we have with other people about, you know, I want this and I want that, okay? And we reduce our greed. Now just imagine if all these Wall Street executives had reduced their greed. Yeah, just think about that for a minute. Would this country be in the financial mess we're in now if a certain segment of society had voluntarily chosen to reduce their greed? You know? So you see that when we choose to tame our own mind, it's not a selfish thing. It has a profound effect on all of society. Okay? So we're deliberately trying to reduce our greed. We're deliberately trying to reduce our anger. That's good for everybody we live with, isn't it? Yeah? And even the people we don't live with, because again, all you have is one political leader who has a lot of anger, and what happens to the entire people in the country? They get whipped up with the same anger and prejudice, you know, as that leader. And if you have a leader who, you know, does a lot of harsh speech and a lot of divisive speech, you know, and who doesn't tell the truth, again, look at the effect it has on all the people in that country. Or if you have a leader of an organization who does that, it affects everybody. So again, we are all together trying to reduce our anger, and so reduce, the harsh speech, the divisive speech, and all these kinds of things. And so that affects our own mind, it affects everybody else around us. Okay? Same thing, we're trying to reduce our confusion about what's the cause of happiness and what's the cause of suffering. Yeah? And that confusion is the source of all the ethical downfalls in society and all the negative actions in society. It's because people don't know what causes happiness and don't know what causes suffering. And so, in our attempt to get happiness and avoid suffering, we create the cause of suffering and avoid the cause of happiness. And so we're deliberately trying to retrain our mind so that we have a very profound awareness of what actually causes happiness, what actually causes suffering, not only now but also in the future. And again, the more we can keep the precepts and develop that wisdom that counteracts that confusion, then it benefits us, but it benefits everybody we live with too, and the entire society. As you can see that there's a definite reason for signing up to take precepts, And so Diane today's beginning with the 8 precepts, which are a very good foundation because they set the stage for all the further precepts that we take, and they encapsulate a lot of the main principles that we're trying to really train our mind in. So we can rejoice for her, and we can rejoice for ourselves, and we can rejoice for all of society.